Hi everyone, my name is Ijeoma Ucheibe. Welcome to my channel where I talk about everything HR related and its intersection with the law under the Naija HR Chic Series with me, Ijeoma Ucheibe. How have you guys been? It's been an interesting couple of weeks. A lot has happened since I posted my double whammy, like I like to call it. I've not been posting as often as I should. I intend to change that this year across all my platforms, my YouTube channel, my podcast. I'm going to be dropping it like I said I would every two weeks because I also need to put myself out there. I can't give myself any more excuses, right? Um, so I'm recording this, I think 2 days after this incident happened in my hotel room. My firm organized the retreat, and yeah, I had to sit up to do this video, hence the background. So, suicide by staff members. By a staff member, how do you deal with it as management? How do you deal with it as an organization? Now, there's something about mental health that's almost like a stigma in Nigeria. Thankfully, we have a Mental Health Act of 2023. I think I would dissect that and find a way to talk about it in context for organizations. But I'm sure we have all read the news about Amarachi Ugochukwu, a former member of staff who is now deceased because she committed suicide in the staff toilet on the 8th of January, which by my estimation happened on Monday at 1 p.m. That's the estimation of when she committed suicide. It's a sad day for the bank. It's also a sad day for employees because you're thinking what would have led someone to the point where they felt the best way to take care of whatever issues they were dealing with was to commit suicide. And I can't blame her because sometimes we're so caught up with victim blaming that we forget that we're supposed to actually offer help and support to our employees. As HR professionals, what are you doing that we get to an employee to a point where they feel like they cannot confide in you about whatever issues they may be having, mental health wise or not? So for me, I thought about a lot of things that could have led her down that rabbit hole where you can never really know with people. Even though in this case she left a suicide note detailing the country's depleting economy and economic hardship as her reason, while apologizing to her family and friends. It's sad what has happened, and I pray that God grants the family the fortitude to bear this irreparable loss to them. But I am going to talk about what we need to do better as Nigerian organizations because I think that this has happened so many times. We need to speak truth to power, and then most importantly, we need to look ourselves in the mirror and do better. If you have toxic workplaces, what can you do better to make your employees feel valued? And make sure that the bottom line doesn't suffer, but everyone goes home happy at the end of the day. So, first things first, this has happened. The most important thing is to inform staff so that at least there is a messaging that everyone rides with, not because we want to lie to the board of directors or members of staff or members of the public about what has happened, but you want to be able to send out one messaging across all platforms, whether it's coming from the MD CEO or a marketing staff member on the shop floor. And the next thing is to set up a grievance counseling unit if we don't have one. Sometimes I think that HR is expected to do a lot of things more than they are qualified to do sometimes, and you find them doing things that they ordinarily should not be doing. I have no training whatsoever in how to console people who have lost loved ones, not to talk of consoling members of staff who has one of them committing suicide, for instance. I have no qualification. So when I see HR professionals trying to do the work of grief counselors or in some cases therapists, I shake my head. It's almost like you don't know what you're doing. I don't think this is something you should be doing. It's not something that you should be treating with such levity. So I always try to advise, and I'm sure that you will see the same thing online. Please, as much as possible, set up a grievance counseling. Now, this had happened to me in the beginning of my career. I'd worked at this organization where we had lost, I think, two members of staff in quick succession, and then we had to process death benefits. And yeah, the first thing I thought about was how to inform staff, because this is somebody that you had worked with yesterday. In this instance, he didn't commit suicide, but this is someone they had worked with yesterday. And then, how do I let them know that this person is not coming back? Not because he resigned or anything, but because they died. I sent that email with trepidation in my heart, hoping that, oh my God, there will be too many questions, more than I can answer. And then I proceeded to suggest that I have someone like an imam come talk to everyone to just walk them through their grief. Because no matter what you try to say, oh, I'm good, everyone moves on. There are some members of staff might not be able to deal with the grief of losing a team member, even if they were not, close to that team member. It's life. Nobody tries to say that they're going to live forever, but it still shocks us when someone dies. So in this instance, I got an imam, because this was in the north, to talk to members of staff that were Muslim, and then I got a pastor. Fun fact, they actually were qualified to practice as therapists. So for the first time I heard people, while they were still trying to be religious, in some context, they were also trying to say, you need to be able to seek help. If beyond today you feel like I've not helped you enough to walk through your grief over losing a trusted person, these are the other resources that I can provide for you to make sure that your needs are being attended to. So you understand the context behind why I'm saying, apart from informing staff, because they do need to know, what are we doing as an organization to make sure that staff feel supported in this difficult time. So in this difficult time, this is not the time to be very snappy with staff. In this instance, she's lost her life over economic hardship. Can we look at what we can do to make the lives of employees that are now remaining better in that company? Because anything that will get someone to that point, there's almost like not talking that person out of what it is they've proposed in their hearts that they want to do. So in this instance, I would just hope that if you are watching me, you've had this happen, or you just had someone, first, inform staff. Secondly, provide grief counseling or a therapist. And then most importantly, provide resources. So that way, employees don't feel like they're left alone to process this grief. But most importantly, they have resources in the event that whatever measures you've put in place might not be providing the required results. So I sympathize with the family of the Ugochukwus once again, but this is also a clarion call to companies, organizations, not just in Nigeria, in Africa. If there are things that you need to work on, please start to work on them. We can't keep having cases of people almost wanting to commit suicide or committing suicide almost because of economic hardship or things that we as a company can do for them to make them feel supported. Let me know what you thought about today's episode. It's very, very sad what has happened, and much as I tried to smile and at different points in this video, I found that difficult to do. But let me know what you thought about today's episode. Do you think there are other things that companies should be doing more of, to take care of situations like this? Share your story using the hashtag my grief story. Again, share your story using the hashtag my grief story. That way we'll get to see what other companies are doing better that we can adopt in our own individual organizations. I'm very visible across social media. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Threads, and most importantly, I'm on, I'm very visible. You can search me out and then let me know what you thought about this episode. And then if you are interested in hopping on one of my videos to talk about something that you feel I haven't spoken about, as long as in respect of HR, do drop me a line and then I would definitely be in touch for us to set up something. But till I come again with another topic, I want you guys to take care of yourselves and then stay safe, guys. Bye.